Alright, welcome back to this week's Lifter of the Week, one of the best Russian technicians in my opinion. So, I know I said I do a Lifter of the Week, and the last one I did was like 5 or 6 weeks ago or more, but we have one of my favourite Russian lifters. Didn't do a whole lot outside of Russia in terms of international competitions, but he was a phenomenal domestic lifter, someone who was doing crazy numbers. So the most we've seen is 200 snatch and a 245 clean and jerk and a 255 kilo clean as a 105. So Gleb, today's video is on Gleb Pisarevskiy. Gleb. We all know who he is. There's only one Gleb. This is the only Gleb. So this video is a video on YouTube from a YouTube channel who uploaded this like hour and 40 minutes of training, and there's a load of great lifters. Like there's Dmitry Bestov, there is Gleb obviously in there, Klokov makes an appearance, there is the gentleman who hit the 210 kilo clean and jerk world record at 77, and his name is eluding me right now, but Gleb is the star of the show today. Gleb is my lifter of this week. Will it be every week? No, because it hasn't been every week, so I'd be lying if I said she was every week. But we're starting off what looks to be something like 190 kilos. There will be some beneficial technique talk in this video as well, because Gleb has some phenomenal technique, and there's some key pointers that I think you'll benefit from hugely. A lot of you routinely ask about Russian lifters, or what kind of model we like and who is good examples. Gleb is a great example in some aspects. I wouldn't copy him, but he's a good teaching tool. So you've got something at least. So W Sport Chatoy, I wonder what that means, but it's the name of the YouTube channel. So we start off with the video with 225 kilos, 215, 220 maybe. Gleb does probably three things incredibly well, four things incredibly well that I can think of. First off, the most obvious one, like I talked about in the favourite lifters from the European Juniors on under 23s, is Gleb holds the hook grip throughout the whole lift, which is so useful if you can do it. If you can't do it, it's obviously not that useful for you, but it's incredibly useful if you can hold on to it, because it makes your turnover very strong, it keeps you in connection to the bar very strong, it makes your bottom position really strong. It's super useful if you can do it. So here's a 245. So the next thing Gleb does incredibly well is he is super fast under the barbell, just lightning quick, even though he's a fucking ox of a man. You'll see it later, he's a unit. So he's 245, very fast, very low. It's amazing that he can rack the barbell with that wide of a grip in the hook grip at that body weight. So phenomenal. So we've got hook grip in the clean, very, very fast under the barbell. I'll keep highlighting some of the best stuff he does later. So we're in the Russian training hall. There's some weird warm-ups he does here in a minute. So he does like a no-foot power snatch. Well, just a very light power snatch for him in the snatch. And then he does behind the neck snatch grip split jerks. So we do see people like do like muscle snatching over it. Squat as warm-up, which is reasonable. I get the feeling, and if you had to put a gun to my head, like, why exactly is he doing those? I think this is probably a morning workout, and he's just doing something light, and he just wanted to do something kind of a complex, explosive, more than one repetition that wasn't just the no foots or the no foots power snatch. And so he just literally worked up to 100 kilos to do this, just to warm up for the session, potentially later in the day, with his knee-high socks and his, God only knows what weightlifting shoes are there, but it does not matter because they've wooden heels, Adidas shoes. Here's some random Russian unit. I'm not sure why I left him in. Okay, so another aspect of Gleb's clean that is very, 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 very important to take note of for a lot of you guys watching. Look how minimal his contact is. He makes so little contact, or his focus is not on huge contact. Another great cleaner like talks about this, Gabriel. It's so important not to overemphasize contact. One of the biggest issues we see in people's clean and jerks these days in the clean is the vast majority of people make excessive contact and over pull the shit out of the bar, two of which Gleb does not do. So he's minimal contact, it's a nice smooth contact, it's not a smash, and he's under super fast. A lot of people would benefit from making less contact, getting under faster. So we've got him working up. I think this is a really heavy session where he's doing this massive clean and jerk. I know a lot of you have probably seen this. So this looks like to be 210 kilos. So knees are back, minimal contact, under fast. His jerk is incredible as well. So very short dip and drive, and then he's got this really straight, beautiful wrist position overhead. 230. One of the annoying things about Gleb's setup is that both in the snatch and the clean, he spends ages just sitting waiting at the bar, which is unusual. It's called a Hungarian start, and I'm not a huge fan of it because it's very hard to stay tight. It overemphasizes your back in the pull, so most of which would not be beneficial for a lot of people watching. So this looks to be 245 or 250. I think this is 245, but there could be pixelated 2.5 kilo plates on the side. So 245 kilos. Maybe he could be 110 kilos here in training. It's hard to know. So fast, nice low, not over pulling the barbell, nice short dip and drive. It's so explosive. Just a little bit. Oh, so that was 250, yeah. But he's gone up anyway. Look, realistically, I assume here he's at maximum dosage. He's peaking in his training. There's no reason not for him to try 255. Would he ever do this again after a session? We don't know. But he's probably like, look, I want to clean something stupid. And cleaning 255 is fucking stupid. We saw Ilya clean 250 and not jerk it. So putting this into context, this 255, my God, the pull under and the speed is so good. There was no way he was jerking this. So that is one of the kind of maybe downsides we do see sometimes with holding the hook grip in the clean, is it makes you a little bit slower with standing up sometimes. So we're moving on to his snatch. Again, Gleb is got that really low start position, uber wide grip. He's at the collars for 105, which we don't typically see. Really nice bar pad, is moving back off the ground and really fast under the barbell. This looks to be something like 145, maybe 150. It's kind of hard to see. All I know is everyone's in great shape in the room and everyone's off their tits. And that's the way it should be. That's all I'm saying. So 150, really low start position, but he still gets that barbell moving back off the ground. Knees are moving back out the way very, very well. He's trying to get tight here. He gets really, really tight in start position. Super fast under the barbell. One of those issues though with that low Hungarian start is it's very hard for your knees to get back out of the way a lot, and you do typically see Gleb missing snatches out front because they're just slightly in front of him. So kind of overemphasizes his back. But it's obviously working for him, and it worked very, very well for him. So we've got something like they're yellow fives, I would imagine. So maybe 170 here, maybe 160. I'd say 160 probably. So baby weights for Gleb. I feel like Gleb should have a mustache. So nice easy 170. Those old school Alico plates are the greatest plates. Second only to the old school ZKC training bumpers, which you can't get anymore, which are phenomenal. Gleb, it's the double, knees back, under so fast. Boom, boom, boom. Bada bing. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's turn this down. So this looks to be, it's kind of hard to see what this is. We've got the spandex in the background. So fast. So this looks like it's kind of hard to tell. Maybe 180 if they're 3 reds, 2.5s and 2.5 colors. This looks to be the same session, wearing the same outfit. So obviously he did his snatches first and not his clean jerks. So maybe that's 180. Maybe he's in waves here actually. Maybe it's very hard to tell, lads. I'm so sorry, I haven't a clue what the weights are in some regards. Absolute mammoth squat racks in the background. Boom. Still on like 185 maybe. Do we get any heavier snatches? Alright, so if we move on a little bit, we're at like maybe 190. Could be 190. It looks like 190 is quite heavy. Let's see a little bit of a jump back as well, so you do get some of that issue. Is when you stay low, it's hard for your body to emphasize that standing up high with the full extension, so you kind of tendency to get under faster, which is good in some regards, but also can kind of throw you behind the barbell. So some push presses, an absolute classic. Touch and go push presses, because he's a UNAT. Maybe 150. Okay, so assuming these are small 15s that don't touch the ground, we're at 150 here. I think this is the session where he's working up to, I think it was 200. So knees back, under fast, doubles with no straps on, not letting go of the barbell. That's how you know you're an absolute E unit. Oh, he has straps on. I misjudged. I'm so sorry. 160. So fast on the barbell. So fast in his extension. Boom, boom, boom. 160. 160 again. So fucking good. Okay, so maybe that was probably 150 actually, because they were probably small 10s and not small 15s. This is 160. I don't know who that is in the background. 160 straps. So obviously it's a no lift. It doesn't even count if you use straps. So such quality lift, so crisp, so repeatable. It's so consistent, which is so important. 170, 3 reds, 3 big slabs of red meat. 170. This is going to look crisp. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. Okay, so 180 next. Long start position. Fuck me. So he's over the barbell for so long at the start position and so long into the hip. It gives him such a length of use with his legs before he kind of brings them back in. So this is maybe 185, I think. So there's a really long bar pad back in, really high in the hip. So fucking good. Holy shit. Have we ever seen 185s like this? Okay, so this is 195 or 200. It's hard to see. So they're the small 10s again. Fucking up everyone's perception of what weight it is. I think it's 195. I can't see if there's 2.5s, but there might be 2.5s. My god, he's pre-performance routine. Oh, 200. Do a double. Alright, he's going again. Just hanging around there psychologically. Let's go. Fuck yeah. That's definitely 200. That looks like 200. Fucking hell. That was such a good make. No, shit. Is this 205? No, this is 205. Holy fuck. I can't remember if he makes this. So we do see with the greatest of the great 105s, they're snatching 200 plus. And Ram now, but well in excess of 200 for him. Fuck. Clock off did over 200. Ilya, Dmitry Berestov, right here, back to another session. 160. He's just wearing the same outfit for every single session. How many of these outfits does he have? Does he not wash these clothes? It's concerning. Man, it's so crisp. Gear is just a wonderful thing. It's just so great. What is this? What's the sport without gear? What is it? What are we doing? What are we doing without it, lads? What's going on? Not that it's natty. Boom. I wonder if he's still lifting. 170. Really interesting is he's not only does he start with his hips really low and his knees are really forward in that low position, but he's also starting his toes forward. So he obviously feels like he gets a lot more quads in that position. My god, it's such a nice snatch. But that will also make it super hard. Get your knees fully out of the way. So if these toes slightly turned out, we'd have our knees kind of turned out and they'd be slightly further back when we're standing up because they'd be pushed out to the side. But it's very, very interesting that in the snatch he keeps it super low. You're 180. David Rickard in the background. My god, it's casually 180 is all I can describe this as. Okay, Gleb again. We've got the warming up for a big clean and jerk. $95. Slick. That jerk is something else. All three of these lifts are just incredible. There's not many lifters like that who are just as good at all three lifts almost. There's not many like it. So 195 again. For me, he makes contact just a little bit too low sometimes, but he's in such a rush and so fast under the barbell that obviously he gets away with it. Like if we're talking like really pedantic here, and then some clean pulls. The Russians didn't seem like they were huge fans of clean pulls in excess of the clean and jerk. A lot of their books have talked about that, or 110% in most. See that with, for example, the Romanian system. The Germans don't like it either. Not a huge fan of heavy pulls, and I would definitely be in agreement with them, but very, very big fan of lots of pulls most of the time. But excess of that, there's never really a need. Maybe 120 is the most you'd go sometimes, but after that, there's not really any huge benefit to it. I know the Chinese are huge fans of that, but I'd wonder how much is it helping them. And I know other coaches have argued a lot in the past about is it really doing much for them. And even equally in the incredibly grindy squats, we didn't see the Russians doing crazy huge squats that were very grindy. But then if we look at, for example, when it was the USSR and we had the huge ratio, sorry, I'll talk about this in a second. This snatch scripts SATs push press, great exercise for stability, and it requires a little bit less mobility, but it can really force a lot of stability in your shoulders. So very neat little exercise. Very hard to do though. But on the squats, you do see a lot of lifters not pushing their squats crazy, especially in the Russell system. But then we saw someone like Kaki, who was part of the USSR team. He had a huge squat. Dimas did too when they went to Greece. So obviously that's not the USSR, but they did have massive squats. But I'm sure they're very fast. Holy shit, that's a power snatch. A power snatch overhead squats. Lads, overhead squats are such a strict overhead squats. Very useful exercise for a lot of people. Very, very useful. You don't have to go crazy heavy with them, but it helps. Alright, so this is something Russians are a huge fan of, is the stair pulls. It feels nice to do them, but not many places have these blocks, and also fear of God for breaking the barbell. There's just no way in good conscience could you use these on a bar. There was that video of that Russian super heavyweight girl bending a barbell by dropping them on the blocks and doing no foot power snatches. So we're back again. So some snatch training. Man, you could watch Gleb train all day. Everything looks the same, including his outfits. Dmitry Brestov, I think. Is that Dmitry Brestov? No, it's not. That doesn't look like him. Maybe it is. Same shoes though, and he's definitely training here. But I don't know if this is him. Bada bing, bada boom. Fucking hell. Alright, so we have some push press again. Big fan of push press. That's big strict press, a big push press. And I promise you will have a much better jerk. It's so useful, both of them. Not a fan of huge max grindy push presses, but consistent fast push presses, just even like once a week or more, or just maybe more, but once a week is enough for most people. It will help a lot with your jerk. So we're push pressing 100, maybe, is it this 200 kilos? It's either 200 or 170, it depends what that blue plate on the inside is. Doesn't look thick enough to be another 20. Oh, I think it is a 20. So 200 kilo push press, yeah, it's 200 kilos. Fucking hell. Was that a little push jerk? For a double? Yes. 200 kilos for a double push press. No wonder he's jerking 245 like that. Now, you're probably not as much drugs as he was, but you could still strive to push press like 120 for a double. He's going 210. Oi, oi, big boy. Metal Alico plates, rattling the ears. Look how big, it's so juicy, so big. There's no neck in Gleb. And a mustache. I knew he had a mustache. V-neck top. Well, plunging neck top. Mustachio. And no neck. Do your neck training and you will get a 210 kilo push press. If I'm wrong, you can come back to me. Write me a letter. P.O. Box 1. And you can complain to me. If you get a huge neck, a plunging t-shirt and a mustache and you don't have a 210 kilo push press, you can blame me. Fuck yes. Jesus Christ, that was smooth. Mother of God. Remember Miso said his father could push press 200, I think? Alright, we got some squats up next. So we don't see a lot of squats from the Russian lifters at the time. We didn't see many from Klokov, from Chigashev, from Brestov, from any of the other good lifters. Like we're talking about there, we know the Russians do enjoy their ratios for the squats, as do a lot of other nations, to be fair. We do see that for example, most consistently, we do see the Chinese do favor a huge squat in excess in terms of massive amounts of body weight, regardless of speed, where some nations will limit it based on the clean and jerk. Fucking hell, 290 for a double, so easy. No wonder he's clean and jerk 245 like that. So if that's 290 for a double like that, we're assuming at least a 320 back squat, which would be, seems to be kind of the number a lot of non-supers can reach for the great ones to get like the 320. So this is 290, 300, 310, maybe 312 or 315. I think that might be 315, which would be about what we were just thinking. So we don't see them. We do see a lot of these, like, so DMS reportedly at 325. So Gabriel had like 280 for a 2 or 3, but he wasn't kind of that heavier lifter. But I'm sure, like, if he said his best front squat could have been 285 if he wanted to. Who else we seen squatting a lot like this? So we've seen, who other great? So Ilya front squatting 290, so at least a 310, 315 back squat. We see Clarence with 310, probably 320 if he did normal. Fucking hell, if that's 315, that is fucking sick. For a double, no fucking way. Holy shit. What the fuck? Nice. Very, very nice. Old school Reebok bag, slides, Adidas slides. Alright, I think that's enough. There's loads more clips of Gleb lifting in that. There's loads more of other great lifters, so I'll leave the link below and I'd encourage you to go watch that. I hope you enjoyed the lifter of the week and me reacting. So there's not many other videos of Gleb. There's a good few competition lifts of Gleb in this, and there's a few other competition ones where he's done in Russian nationals like 200, 240, 2.5. So Gleb is no joke. Just didn't really see him bring it on the international scene like we did, for example, with Berestov, or to a lesser extent, but still a good extent, Klokov. So I wonder why that was. It could be, genuinely could be just a shitload of drugs. Who knows? Maybe he just wasn't selected at the time. There could be some politics there that we don't know about, and it'd be interesting to see if someone knows about them. But there's never a day where a good lifter appreciation day is not worth it. So with Gleb here, 200 kilo snatches, 245, 255 clean, which is crazy. That back squat was the most insane thing. I hadn't watched the back squat purposely just to see. So if that looks like 315 for a double like that, you'd have to say 325 or 330 was there if that's close to his max capability, and I assume around this time this was his peak shape. So my god, if you have any other ideas for lifter of the week, let me know in the comments. I know a lot of you said Chegashev the last time, and I wanted to do Chegashev, but I was feeling Gleb more because his technique is superb. So let me know in the comments and we'll find someone. I know a couple of people did mention Gleb as well, so I do listen. Thanks for watching, guys.